Hello guys and welcome back to the Brighton Career Mode here on FC24. Let's get into it. The last episode was a tough one for us. We suffered a 3-1 defeat to Liverpool, a 3-1 defeat to Brentford, and a 2-0 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League, but we did get a 2-1 win in the league against Arsenal, so that last episode wasn't all bad, but hopefully this episode is going to be much better. Unfortunately for us, we do have an away game against Leverkusen in the second leg of this fixture. We need to win by 3 goals. No other excuses about it. Obviously, if we're leading by 2 goals at the end of regulation, we can still go into extra time, but we want to win by 3 goals if possible so that we don't have to go into extra time. And then on top of that, we do have an away game against Burnley, a home game against Manchester City, and an away game against Bournemouth in this episode. Those will be the 4 games we play. And then that'll be the end of April. We'll already be into the final month of the season. If we don't go through into the next round of the Europa League, the final episode will be Aston Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Manchester United. So it will be a very, very difficult final episode. So we need to try to get as many points in the Premier League today as we can. Obviously, we want to beat Burnley, we want to beat Bournemouth. Manchester City is always going to be a tough game. You know, if we can win that one, that would be great. If we can take a point away, that'd be great. But the goal for today is to at least take 7 points out of our 3 games in the Premier League, and then hopefully make it through to the next round of the Europa League as well. Our objective for the Europa League was to make it to the semifinals, and we are currently in the quarterfinals. So if we can win today against Bayer Leverkusen by 3 goals, then we will move on to the semifinals and complete that objective. And as of right now, this is how things are lining up in the Premier League. We are still in 9th place, much like we have been for the past, 4 or 5 episodes, it feels like. We have 15 wins out of our 31 games played, which isn't bad, and obviously you can see it, our goals scored is 49 and our goals conceded is 49, so we have a goal difference of 0. Hopefully these final 7 games are going to see us get into the top 7. We want to get a top 7 spot so that we can at least have Europa Conference League next season, and if not, then we will obviously only have pretty much Premier League. So the aim for this episode and for the final episode is to get into the top 7, hopefully the top 6 maybe. So let's go ahead and get into this game against Burnley. We do unfortunately have some tired legs in the squad, and with the Leverkusen game only 4 days away, we are going to go with the rotated side, but I think it's still strong enough to beat Burnley, so let's go ahead and get into this game. Evan Ferguson out here to Solly March. We're definitely going to have to turn back inside. We're going to look for Smith Rowe here. He's going to let it run to Billy Gilmore. He's going to look inside for Dahoud. He's going to find Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's going to go for the shot. Not a bad effort, but that one will go out for a Brighton corner. Smith Rowe swinging this one in. Unable to find anyone from our team. And it looks like Burnley are going to try to clear this one out. They're unable to. Dahoud down here to Smith Rowe. Nowhere to go just yet. Try to find a pass inside development, but we are dispossessed. Burnley pushing forward down this right wing. Roberts gonna look back, all the way back to defense for Aldakiel. He's gonna go back out here to Roberts. Brownhill inside to Redmond. Nathan Redmond makes a nice move. Ebdouni with a shot. Bornau gets in position to block that one away, out for a Burnley corner. Burnley with this corner in. Bornau does decently well to get that one away, not quite well enough. Eventually we are going to be able to get this one away though. Roberts pushing down this wing yet again. Is he going to be able to find a pass inside? He goes for a cross. Igor is able to head that one away. Ferguson out here to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe makes a nice turn. Doesn't have enough pace to get around him. Going to find a pass back inside to Ferguson, who's going to go for the shot. Muric is down to get that one. And it will be cleared away by Burnley. Billy Gilmore inside to Dahoud. Dahoud's going to go for a shot from the edge of the box. Not a bad effort, but Muric again knocks that one out, and Burnley will clear yet again. Smith Rowe out to Solly March. Solly March able to get around the defender. Has a little bit of pace. We should maybe go with a cross to a pass to Evan Ferguson. We don't. We decided to take that one ourselves. Evan Ferguson will end up with the ball, but O'Shea in a good position to block that one out for a Brighton corner. And we are going to be swinging this one in with Solly March. Can Bornau get to it? Bornau does get to it. And they'll let it go out for a goal kick. Evan Ferguson out to Estepinian. We need to find a pass inside. We find a pass to Dahoud, but Cork does very well to dispossess us right as we were shooting. Dahoud inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe trying to find a pass into Ferguson. Makes a nice turn. Gonna go across goal with his left foot. And Evan Ferguson finds the back of the net moments before halftime. Evan Ferguson has been on fire lately, as well as Smith Rowe. That Smith Rowe to Evan Ferguson connection has been fantastic over the last few episodes. And now Evan Ferguson gives us a 1-0 lead, again, right before halftime. And that will be the halftime whistle. Burnley do not have a chance to go forward. And we take a 1-0 lead. Hopefully we can hold on to this and get a massive 3 points here. Burnley with a pass inside. Cork shoots it well over the bar. We are lucky that this game is not tied. And Jack Cork will be substituted immediately after that shot for Sander Berge. And now Burnley are pushing down this right wing with Cullen. He has a couple of options to go inside. He's going to find Roberts, who's going to cross this one to the back post. Not a bad cross. He does end up finding Delcroix. He has an option to pass into Sander Berge, who does a Nice skill move inside. Not exactly a skill move, but a nice move inside. Verbruggen blocks that shot out for a Burnley corner. And from that Burnley corner, Cullen is swinging this one in. The keeper does come out. Luckily for us, he collects that one without any fuss. Mdouni pushing forward, gets around Bornau, gets around Veltman. We're going to try to slide in. Oh, what a pass into Zarori. And Burnley make this a 1-1 game here in the 68th minute. Mdouni got around the challenges of Bornau and of Veltman. We try to go for a slide with Veltman. Unfortunately, the pass wasn't coming at that time. And Bornau tries to step in the way, but then steps out of the way. And Verbruggen maybe could have done better, but it was always going to be a tough save. And now Sander Berge pushing down this left wing. We're going to have to step up with Bornau. Bornau makes an excellent interception, but then Veltman leaves the ball for Mdouni. And Burnley take a 2-1 lead here after 77 minutes. I mean, Bornau did well to intercept the pass, but then Veltman runs across and just taps it to Mdouni right in the middle of the box, right on the edge of the 6-yard box. And nothing Verbruggen could definitely do about that one. And Vincent Kompany's team take a 2-1 lead here at home against Brighton. Estepinian out here to Adingra. Adingra has much more pace than the back line. He's going to do well to keep a hold of it. Try to get another pass off, but the defender does well, and they are away. We get an interception in midfield, though. Evan Ferguson, with the shot, finds the back of the net. And this is a 2-2 game with 10 minutes left to go. Evan Ferguson has found his shooting form. I thought for sure this was going to get saved. I want to see another angle of it. It looks like it was a pretty good shot into the corner. A lot of pace behind it. Maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better, but we will take it. A 2-2 draw as of right now. 10 minutes to go. Let's push for another goal. Smith Rowe out here to Solly March. We're going to try to cut back inside. Not a lot of options. We're going to look for this run from Estepinian. We're going to try to cut it back. No one to go to just yet. We're going to look inside to Adingra. He's going to go for a shot and puts it wide of the post with only a few minutes left in this game. And we do just that. Solly March going to look inside for Welbeck. Nowhere to go with that one, though, unfortunately. Larson now going to pull this one back to Delcroix. And the referee blows the whistle. I hate how we can't see how much time is left in the game. We just see that there's 3 minutes of added time. But unfortunately, this game ends in a 2-2 draw here against Burnley, and we only end up with a point out of this game. I guess you can say we are fortunate to come away from that game with at least a point. Evan Ferguson's last goal could have definitely been saved, but it was lucky to go in. Unfortunately for us, Veltman with a terrible touch in the box and to give up that second goal for Burnley. But we have to move past it. We have to get onto this game against Leverkusen. We need to get 3 goals here and win this game by 3 goals if we're going to go to the semifinals. So it's going to be a tough game. We have to go to Leverkusen to play this game. So let's go ahead and get into this one as well and hopefully find ourselves with a big win. This is how Leverkusen is lining up for this game. They have Adley and Hlajic in attacking midfield roles, I guess you could say, behind Boniface. And then their defense is just terrifying. Rafael Varane, Jonathan Tah, and Hincapié with Hradecki in goal. It's going to be very tough to get past this team, but let's go ahead and get into this game. We're going to be going with our pretty much strongest 11 that we can. Lamptey is in for Veltman. That mistake from last game, I just had to take him out. João Pedro up top instead of Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson gets a little bit too tired after a game, so he just isn't fully fit for this game. But maybe we'll be able to bring him on in the second half. Ansu Fati finding the overlapping run from Veltman. I see someone towards the back post. There was no way that pass was going to get all the way there. We're going to keep the pressure on, but the goalie does kick that one out for a Brighton throw-in. And now they are pushing forward down this left wing. Velasco back inside to Boniface, who makes a couple nice moves. Dunk goes for a challenge. Luckily, that Boniface doesn't fall over for the penalty there, and Verbruggen collects that ball. Velasco inside to Palacios, inside to Adley, and Adley shoots it from the edge of the box. And Verbruggen just stands still. It must have been an incredible shot. And let's look at this replay to see how good of a shot it was. The defenders were nowhere to be found, and that really was an incredible shot. There was no way Verbruggen was getting to that one. And Bayer Leverkusen take a 3-0 lead on aggregate, so now we have to score 3 goals just to be able to go to extra time. Matoma down this wing here, looking inside. Gonna find a pass to Smith Rowe. We're going to lay this one off to João Pedro. He's going to go for the shot, and we got one back. We need to score 2 more very quickly, but we have at least a little bit of time left, and hopefully we can find ourselves with a 3rd goal. João Pedro with an excellent shot into the back of the net. Keeper started going the wrong way, and now we're only down by 2, back to where we were just a few minutes ago. We can still do this, boys. Let's go. Ansu Fati down to Lamptey on this overlapping run. Lamptey's got the pace. Does he have the pass? He finds João Pedro. He's going to go for the shot. Hradecki had to make an excellent save, but he does, and that'll be out for a corner. Smith Rowe gonna swing this one in. Webster's at the back post, unable to get to it. Dahoud is gonna land with the ball. We're gonna get this one back out to Smith Rowe. We're gonna look for Pascal Gross at the top of the box. Xhaka makes an excellent interception. and Leverkusen are away yet again. And Velasco down this wing yet again. He's going to look inside for a cross. Tella gets to it, but luckily the header is soft and Verbruggen collects. Matoma here going to look over the top for Tariq Lamptey. He's making a great run. He's going to find Ansu Fati, who's going to try to go for the shot. Unfortunately, it gets blocked. Looks like we are still going to be able to hang on to this one momentarily. Lamptey tries to turn inside. That is not the direction we needed to go. But Matoma ends up with the ball. The tackling from Leverkusen is just too good there, and they are away. And the referee blows his whistle for halftime. We are going into halftime, still tied at 1. But as of right now, it's looking very, very unlikely we're going to make it to the semifinals of the Europa League. Tella goes for a shot from outside the box, and Verbruggen doesn't do anything with that one either. What are these shots from Leverkusen today? Tella stepping forward from the edge of the box. I thought Estepinian was going to step up, and I thought Dahoud maybe was in the way. But that's another incredible shot. I mean, the angle on that is insane. And really, Verbruggen couldn't do much about it, but I just figured he might try. And I think that shot from Tella officially ruins our chances of making it to the semifinals of the Europa League. Ansu Fati down to João Pedro. He's going to look inside for Smith Rowe. He's going to try to shoot it across goal with his left foot. Hideki makes a nice save. Out for a Brighton corner. Smith Rowe swinging this one in. Webster gets his head to it, but it's right at Hideki who makes the save. Boniface inside to Patrick Schick, who's going to be not dispossessed by Webster. And Patrick Schick puts that one in the back of the net. His strength is just unmatched by Webster or Lewis Dunk. And Leverkusen lead this game 3-1. So yeah, we're now down 5-1 on aggregate. So I think our chances have officially been squandered to 0% chance of making it to the semifinals of the Europa League. So that's pretty disappointing. Leverkusen are going to end up with their red card in this game. Jeremy Frimpong just slid right into the back of Ansu Fati. And so he's going to be sent off with 20 minutes left to go in this game. I mean, I suppose there's a chance we could score 4 goals in 20 minutes, but highly unlikely. Another pass from Schick inside of Palacios. And another goal for Leverkusen. Going down to 10 men has not stopped them from going forward. And they now lead 6-1 on aggregate, and we have officially been blown out of this competition. And the referee blows his whistle to take us out of our misery. This is one to forget for Brighton and for all the fans. And unfortunately, our run in the Europa League has come to an end. Getting to the quarterfinals is no slouch. It is definitely an accomplishment that we should be proud of. But being knocked out like this is a little bit embarrassing. This is how the rest of the Europa League fixtures played out. Roma going past LASK, Milan going past Marseille, and Slavia Praha making it past Lens. And Leverkusen obviously getting past us as well. So Roma, Milan, Slavia Praha, and Leverkusen going on to the semifinals of the Europa League. Congratulations to them. But man, what a showing it was for Leverkusen against us in that fixture. And of course, off of the back of that loss against Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League, we now have to go play one of the best teams in the whole world in Manchester City. Let's go ahead and look at the standings real quick. I believe they are in first place. They're actually not. They are in second place, only to Liverpool by 1 point. Arsenal behind Manchester City by 1 point in third place. And it's looking like the race for the top 4 is going to come down to Spurs, Newcastle, Manchester United, and even possibly West Ham. We are obviously still in 9th place, but fortunately for us, we do have 2 games in hand on West Ham and 1 game in hand on Chelsea as well. We are level on points with Chelsea, but again, that game in hand, we could go up. We could go past them, but of course, we do have to play Manchester City, like I said, so it's going to be a very, very tough task. And before we get into the final 6 games of the season, I wanted to show you guys the top scorers and the top assisters in the Premier League, as well as who has the most clean sheets. So as you can see here, Lucas Paqueta from West Ham United has 25 goals through 34 games and leads the league by 5 goals over second place, which is Mo Salah and Martinelli, both tied with 20. Lots of great players in that list, but one thing you will notice is that there are not a lot of Brighton players in that list. Our highest scorer in the Premier League is Matoma with only 10 goals, which I guess would be tied for 19th with Bernardo Silva from Manchester City, as well as several other players. But 10 goals from our best scorer in the league through 32 games is definitely not great. So we might be looking for a new number 9 at the beginning of next season. And then as far as assists goes, this is the league leaders, Richarlison with 13 and Eze with 11. We do have 2 players in this list, Pascal Gross and Solly March both have 6 assists. And I don't believe, actually we do have Smith Rowe with 6 assists as well. He has come in and made a huge difference since January and coming into this team. And then as far as clean sheets go, Verbruggen is still up there in the top 3. He is in 3rd with 9 clean sheets. Leno and Ederson both are tied for 1st with 10 clean sheets apiece. For this game against Manchester City, this is how they are lining up. Again, just an extremely strong lineup, so it's going to be a tough game for us. And then this is how we are lining up for this game. We're going to bring Adingra in on the right side, and we're going to bring in Sebastian Bornau in defense. So let's go ahead and get into this game, and let's hopefully stop Haaland from scoring a hat trick. Haaland already making a difference on this game. He nods that one down to Bernardo Silva, who finds Phil Foden on a nice run. Webster's going to try to keep Haaland from scoring there, and he does well. Haaland, I'm not sure what that move there was, but eventually Estepinian was able to make that tackle. Julian Alvarez pushing forward here, finds Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Haaland. We need to move our defenders back towards inside Haaland. He takes a shot, Verbruggen makes a save. And off the corner, they're swinging this one in. Looks like Matoma will be able to get a foot to it. Oh, man, what an unfortunate sequence of events that was. I was trying to clear that ball out with Matoma, but he heads it right into the middle of the box. Bornau takes a touch right down to Gvardiol, who finds that bottom right corner. And for a center back, that was about as good of a finish as you'll see. Haaland looking for a pass through. That one finds Bernardo Silva. He takes a shot. Verbruggen luckily palms that one out for a Manchester City corner. KDB swinging this one in. Matoma this time heads it away, and that is exactly what we want you to do every time, buddy. Grealish taking a shot from outside the box. Verbruggen maybe could have done a little bit better there, but that one will be out for another corner. KDB swinging this one in again. We get it away momentarily. The ball lands back out to Grealish yet again. He's going to take another shot, but we are able to block that one. Ferguson out to Adingra. Adingra looking inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe gets past the defender. We're going to go across to Matoma, and Matoma was onside, and that will be a goal for Brighton. And we are going to tie this game up at 1, 30 minutes in. That was excellent play all the way down the field. Adingra inside to Ferguson. Ferguson down to Smith Rowe. And Smith Rowe across to Matoma, who is making an excellent run towards the back post. And there was absolutely nothing Ederson could do about that one. 1-1 here after 30 minutes. Matoma down here on this wing. The defenders are all out of sorts. We're going to look inside to Smith Rowe, who's going to pass it one extra time to Adingra, and Adingra puts that one into the back of the net. Oh, how the tables have turned. Manchester City were pressing us so high that once we got away, we were kind of outnumbering them on the attack. Smith Rowe with maybe just an extra pass. I didn't want to sweat it too bad, but I knew that if I passed it out to Adingra, he'd have a much better angle. And now Smith Rowe with 2 assists in this game, and we now take a 2-1 lead here before halftime. Pascal Gross with an insane pass into Smith Rowe. Do we sweat this one or do we go for the shot? Maybe should have sweated it. Smith Rowe went for a shot, but unfortunately Ederson knocks this one out for a corner. We have been all over them for the past 10 minutes. Can we score another one? Pascal Gross into Webster. Oh man, we almost score that one. It's off the post. Adingra inside to Matoma, who makes a nice turn. Can we find a pass to Smith Rowe? We can't. They're going to kick this one away. Matoma inside to Dahoud. The space has been always there. A fantastic pass inside. Pascal Gross makes an excellent connection with the ball, but Ederson makes an equally excellent save. And the referee is going to blow his whistle for halftime. The last 15 minutes of that first half was as good as we have played all season long. And we take a 2-1 lead here at home against Manchester City. Phil Foden pushing forward here, already on the edge of the box. We step out of the way. That is not what I wanted to do. And Webster is just too slow to get in front of Foden there, and he takes a shot from pretty much the edge of the box. I was in control of Webster. I wanted him to step more in front and then kind of step to the side. But unfortunately, Webster is just very slow in this game. And nothing Verbruggen can do about that one. That is the top corner for Phil Foden. City pushing forward again here. Grealish has done very well to get past all of our defenders. And somehow he puts that one into the back of the net without even passing it off. I mean, he just glided past all of our defenders. Bornau with not even a good tackle there. Webster, I mean, did basically nothing. And Verbruggen also pretty much did nothing there. I mean, that's got to be saved. I mean, there's no excuse. That one goes into the top of the net. Oh, and Manchester City take a 3-2 lead, and they scored both goals in about 10 minutes after this first half, or after the second half started. Smith Rowe pushing forward, a terrible pass. Lead him, please. And now Haaland is on the break. Is this going to be a goal? No, it is not. Webster makes an excellent challenge, and we are able to get this one away. Matoma now down this wing, made a couple of nice moves to get inside. We're going to go for a First time cross into Evan Ferguson. He's going to go for a shot. Ederson in a good position to make that save. Matoma down to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, this pass has to be good to Ferguson. He takes a one-touch down to his left, takes a shot with his left foot, and Ederson is able to make that save as well. We are going to be taking off Evan Ferguson for João Pedro here before this corner. João Pedro, hopefully it's going to bring some shooting skills to this game. Evan Ferguson just did not have a great game in terms of shooting. But let's go ahead and swing this cross in with Pascal Gross. Hopefully we can find Adam Webster at the back post. We are not able to, and that one is going to be cleared away. An excellent pass into Julian Alvarez. He has options. He's going to take it himself. He's going to take a shot. That one luckily goes wide of the post. Verbruggen does not have to save that one. It actually looks like there was a deflection on that somehow, so maybe Verbruggen did have to save that one. They're swinging this one in. Haaland is almost able to get to it. The ball falls to Rodri. But I believe they are going to be called for a handball, and we get a free kick, and we are able to get away with this one very luckily. Estepinian with an excellent challenge. Matoma inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe looking over the top. Is he onside? João Pedro was not onside. I thought he wasn't. And unfortunately, we only have a few minutes left in this game to get a goal. And one thing that is very difficult to do is get the ball away from Man City once they have it. Bernardo Silva with the shot. Verbruggen makes the save. They are not going to go up 4-2, but with less than 30 seconds left until extra time is up, I don't think we're going to have an opportunity to go forward. It's looking like Manchester City are going to take this one short. Bernardo Silva try to get around Adingra. Adingra, do we have time to get forward? Adingra would have been on a run, but unfortunately the referee does not allow us to get forward. And we lose this game here at home against Manchester City 3-2. And unfortunately this episode is going just as bad as the last one did. After going up 2-1 in that game against City, I had confidence for a moment, for just a small moment, that we had a chance to win that game. Unfortunately we do not, and unfortunately I think that loss kills our chances of getting into the top 7. Although we do have a game in hand against West Ham, I just don't think we can catch up to them with that 6 point. Even if we win our next game, we'll only be 6 points behind them. But after that, there's only 4 games left. So I just think the difference is too much for us to overcome at this point. So it's looking like we are going to be finishing in either 8th or 9th place. We can't go below 9th because Aston Villa are too far behind us. And I don't think we can get into 7th, like I said. So 8th or 9th is going to be our final finish for the season. And unfortunately, it just doesn't get any easier. This game against Bournemouth should be a winnable game. But then after that, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Manchester United are all 4 teams that are in the top 10 in the Premier League. So it's going to be a very, very challenging final episode. So we are just going to try to do our best, and hopefully we can find ourselves getting some more points and not getting frustrated with this game and with the end of this season. But we can already start making plans for the next season. We can start thinking about who we want to let go and who we want to keep. I know up top, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next season. I know Evan Ferguson in real life is more than likely going to leave, but in this game as of right now, he just isn't worth a lot of money. So I'm thinking we might be able to hold on to him, but we also have João Pedro, who I think could be very, very good going forward. And then, of course, some other players that we know are going to be leaving. Obviously, Ansu Fati's on loan, so he will be going back to Barcelona. We might try to bring him in, but I just don't know if it's going to be realistic considering the fact we do not have any European football next year as of right now. And a player that, again, I think I'm going to end up getting rid of is probably Solly March. We're going to give him the start in this next game against Bournemouth, though, and maybe he can change my mind by the end of the season. This is what we are rocking with for this game against Bournemouth. We are going to go with Modera and Billy Gilmore in midfield, try to get them some game time since they are not happy with their performances so far this season. And Solly March as well coming in on the right. All right, boys, what do you say we finish this episode off strong and get a win here against Bournemouth? Matoma made a nice move to get around this wing. Can he get around the next defender? We need João Pedro to stay in a good spot. He does. The shot gets blocked by Kelly, but that is a great start to this game. Smith Rowe swinging in this corner. João Pedro up for it. The header wasn't terrible, but it does go over the bar and over the goal, out for a goal kick. Bournemouth pushing forward. Fredericks inside to Brooks. Inside. And Verbruggen makes the save on that shot. Luckily for us, we are not going behind yet. But can we get this corner out? Lewis Dunk clears it away. The ball is going to find a Bournemouth man yet again. But Lewis Dunk makes an excellent challenge and gets that tackle in, and we are going to get away. Bournemouth pushing forward. Cook takes a shot. Verbruggen makes a save on that one as well. Bournemouth have been playing keep away for the last few minutes, but they do have a corner here, so maybe they are going to make an impact on this game. They're going to take it short. Acosta back to Brooks. Brooks inside to Cook. Again, playing this game of keep away so far in this game. Billy Gilmore with a challenge and able to get that one away. Solly March going to find the overlapping run of Veltman. Do we have an opportunity to cross this one in? I think we have an opportunity to pass it in. Pedro over to Smith Rowe, takes a shot, and it's right at the keeper. Fredericks down to Acosta. We're a little bit out of position. Estepinian does well to get back. And again, this game of keep away, Bournemouth is playing. Acosta inside to Fredericks, back to Fredericks from Brooks. And they're just running around the box. Now they're going to find Traore, who takes a bad touch, and we do get this one away. Smith Rowe finds himself in a good spot. We're trying to go over the top for João Pedro. Not a great pass. He gets it back to Matoma, who finds Moder. Moder's going to find João Pedro. And we're going to go for a shot, and we get that one into the back of the net. That's exactly what we needed to see right before halftime. This whole first half has been a struggle. Bournemouth have been going forward a lot in this first half, but they've been, just like I said, kind of playing keep away from us with the ball. We haven't been able to get too many tackles in. But we finally get away, and João Pedro finally gets us onto the score sheet. 1-0 Brighton. João Pedro sees the run from Moder. Moder not known for going forward, but he puts that one into the back of the net too, and that is 2 just before halftime. Bournemouth have been absolutely broken down in the last 5 minutes of this first half. Matoma inside to João Pedro, and Moder is making an excellent run in from midfield. João Pedro found him, and Moder finds the back of the net when we take a 2-0 lead here before halftime. And the referee will blow his whistle. We are going to take the lead in the second half, and hopefully we're going to end up winning this game and getting 3 points. It will be massive for us. Hopefully we can finally get up into 8th place. Traore finds a pass inside to Kouame. Kouame going to have options inside. He's going to find Acosta, who takes a very heavy touch. And Fredericks finds himself at the ball, takes a shot, but Bruggen makes the save on that one. They are very unfortunate not to get a goal there. Smith Rowe makes an interception in midfield. Moder pushing forward, tries to find a pass to João Pedro, but that one is intercepted. But we find a way back to it. Pedro tries to get that one this time, and again cannot find himself with the ball. And Kouame makes an excellent move in midfield. Oh man, and our defenders are just so slow. Verbruggen comes out, and Verbruggen makes the save. We keep our 2-0 lead for now. Bournemouth are taking this corner short. Acosta with the ball. Solly March does well to make the tackle there, and we are away. Solly March finds a pass to João Pedro. He's going to go inside to Moder. Not a lot of options as of right now. Finds a pass to Solly March again. Smith Rowe in a good spot to take a shot, and Smith Rowe puts that one into the back of the net. 3-0 lead here for Brighton against Bournemouth at Vitality Stadium. I have been giving Solly March a lot of shit this season about his play, but fortunately for him, he finds Smith Rowe with that pass. Smith Rowe did a lot there to make that one, to get that one into the back of the net, so Solly March can't be credited too much with that one, but maybe he isn't as bad as I've been saying he has been. Moder finds a pass out here to Solly March. He's going to look inside for João Pedro. We're going to have to make a move to the outside. We're going to swing this one across to Matoma. We're going to try to make a move inside. Ref! Yeah, that wasn't really a foul. And that'll be out for a goal kick. Man, Bournemouth are really good at doing a whole lot of nothing. I think they've been passing it back and forth between their defenders for the last 10 minutes of the game. Kouame pushing forward now. We try to slide in with Lewis Dunk to take away an angle. We do, and Verbruggen saves that one at his near post. There are only 5 minutes left in this game, so it looks like we're going to be taking a massive 3 points away from here. Brooks swinging this corner in. Solly March gets his head to it. Heads it to the edge of the box. They are able to keep possession of it. Fredericks finds a pass over to Aarons. I believe that's who that was. Solly March making excellent tackles there. Maybe he's a better defender than he is an attacker. And now he finds an excellent pass into Smith Rowe. Can we make it for Smith Rowe? Going to try to go for a shot. I mean, I pressed the button, but unfortunately, he just didn't shoot it. So that's going to be the game, though. The referee will blow his whistle shortly. And we are given a free kick on the edge of the box. We're actually going to go ahead and swing this one in. Moder gets his head to it. Smith Rowe tries to get a shot on it, but Neto collects it, and that will be full time. Brighton 3, Bournemouth 0 here at Vitality Stadium, and maybe we can finally find ourselves back up into 8th place. And that is going to do it for today's episode, but before I let you guys go, I am going to show you the squad stats. Matoma still leading the line with 12 goals, but unfortunately he has lost his place as the leading assister for the team. Not necessarily unfortunately, but Emile Smith Rowe, he is one player that we absolutely have to talk about. I mean, he might be one of the best January transfer window signings ever, honestly. 7 goals and 11 assists for us through 25 games. I'm not sure. I think pretty much all of those are from us and not from his time at Arsenal. So he has absolutely come into this team and made a huge impact. But then as you can see as well, João Pedro up there with 11 goals, 5 assists. Danny Welbeck still with 10 and 4. And then Evan Ferguson, our other striker, with 9 goals and 2 assists. If Evan Ferguson wouldn't have gotten hurt at the beginning of the season, he might have had a pretty good goal-scoring record, so unfortunately for him, that did set him back. But we do have 3 quality strikers this season. Welbeck will be leaving us, Ferguson might be leaving us, even João Pedro might be leaving us. We have to decide who we want to keep and who we want to sell. One player that we are definitely going to be keeping next year is Emile Smith-Rowe, and one player that we also might be selling next year is Kaoru Mitoma, depending on who comes in for him. So we're more than likely going to have a pretty big rebuild next year. We're just going to have to see how it plays out, but then these are the rest of the squad stats as well. I will quickly scroll through the loan players. If you want to check and see how good they are doing, you can see here, Buonanotte is actually our best player in terms of development for loan players. He is up now to a 73 overall, so he could be a player that we end up using next year. And then I will scroll now here down to the bottom so you can see everything. Verbruggen, with 12 clean sheets out of 46 games, 10 in the league. Definitely a pretty solid clean sheet record for him. I'm going to round off today's episode. I wanted to thank you guys again for all the support. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you made it this far into the video. Please be sure to hit that like button. And please be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for me about this career mode. And yeah, that's going to do it for the episode. I want to thank you guys again for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.